You know what absolutely blows my mind right now? The fact that the PS5 came out in November of 2020. It's been 2 years now, 2 years, and still stock is an issue. You still can't just walk into any store and be like, hey, can I buy that PS5 over there? No, because you're not gonna find any. But look, if you're watching this video, that means you're set. That means either you have the PS5, which means you hustled your way into one, or you're about to pick one up, which is brilliant of you because you're just preparing in order to make sure you have all the right accessories so when the PS5 comes, you're fully prepared. I'm impressed. Now look, having owned the PS5 for over a year now, I've tried my fair share of accessories, and I thought I'd put together a video so that I can help you guys out with some of my favorite accessories from over the years. Now let's get into it. Remember, all of these are linked down below, so if you're interested in anything, I'd really appreciate it if you use my links to go check them out. Number one, and this is quite obvious, it is the controller. Now this seems like an obvious choice, but in today's day and age, there's actually a lot of third parties that are making controllers for different consoles. Now, having tried several different brands, I gotta say, I'm sticking with the original PS5 controller, and I think that is the move. Now, these controllers come with so much tech already packed inside that it really builds the entire experience of using the PS5. You get excellent haptic feedback. There's adaptive triggers at the back here, which are actually really cool because it basically changes the force and feedback that you get on the actual trigger when you press it down based on what action you're doing in the game. So it feels really futuristic. So for example, if you're swinging around on a web in Miles Morales, you feel every single web and the different types on the controller itself. The controller also has a speaker on it, so you can hear some sounds directly on the controller, and it's just a great experience overall. But one potential thing to keep in mind is if you want to use this wirelessly for a long period of time, these generally last for about 5 to 8 hours, which is why the next product on this list is super helpful. Number two is the controller stand from Sony. I've tried my fair share of different controller stands with different systems, and I prefer to stick with the first party version. So for example, in this case, the one created by Sony. And this becomes especially important if you're using first party controllers. When you're using stands like this, we're talking about also charging the controller. So when charging is involved, you want to make sure that these stands don't overcharge a controller or mess up the longevity of its battery life. So I went with the original PS5 controller stand here, and I think it looks great. It matches the PS5 aesthetics. It charges up to 2 different controllers, and I can keep them charged and ready to go whenever I need them. Now this has been a game changer because I don't ever have to worry about charging these controllers, and it gives me a place to actually store them and keep them neatly on my shelf as well when I'm done playing. Only qualm with this controller stand is the fact that sometimes it has to be finagled a bit to get the controller in. You see, this exact connector has to sit in this groove, and sometimes if you just leave the controller, you might think that you've placed it in the groove, but you actually haven't, and you have to just make sure you kind of like move it around until it actually clicks in. Okay, now online play is a huge part of gaming. It allows us to connect with our friends, make new ones online, and it really tests our skills because you get to play against people from all around the world. But you know what's really annoying? Lag. And that's why our friends over at TP-Link have sponsored this video, so I can talk to you about their new Wi-Fi 6E router, which goes by the name of Archer AXE5400. Now, TP-Link has had some great success with their previous versions of this router, and you can do a quick, Amazon search and you'll find that they're some of the highest rated you can find. And now with the Wi-Fi 6E version, it's even better for gaming. Having Wi-Fi 6E, which the E stands for extended, gives us a third band, the 6 gigahertz one. Now this really changes the way we experience Wi-Fi because that extra band is significantly wider and allows for more traffic, which means less buffering, lower latency for things like online gaming, and the ability to connect more devices to your router. And you know what the kicker is with all of this? This is one of the cheapest Wi-Fi 6E routers you can get on the market right now, coming in at only $199. At the back of this, you also have 4 different LAN cable spots, so you can attach several different accessories if you need to. But there is a caveat. The PS5 currently does not support Wi-Fi 6E, so you can't really take full advantage of the 6 gigahertz band. However, unlike the Xbox, the PS5 does support Wi-Fi 6, which means that you can still take advantage of the Wi-Fi 6 capabilities of this router, and you're future-proof for when Sony does decide to drop something with support for Wi-Fi 6E. So overall, for the $199 $199 price tag on this. This thing is a solid pickup for what you're getting. Okay, next up is the TV that I'm connecting all of this to. Now, I can't explain to you how big of a difference the quality of picture has gotten for me ever since I switched to OLED. And I've had many TVs throughout my life, and I don't think I can ever go back to a non-OLED. Like, I can't explain to you how big of a difference this thing makes. The OLED technology can turn individual pixels on and off, which results in a near infinite contrast ratio for perfect blacks. There's no blooming around bright objects. It's packed with gaming features like variable refresh rate support, HDMI 2.1 input, as well as a 120 Hz panel with a near instantaneous response time. The only qualms with this is that in bright environments there is reflections, so that can get a little bit annoying, so just make sure you don't place it like right beside a window or anything like that. And the other downside with OLED is the potential for burn-in. Now personally, I don't really see that being an issue for the vast majority of people, because the way these new panels are made and the technology, it constantly keeps switching up whatever's displayed on the screen. The TV will turn off automatically, and there's all of these protection measures. Now for this next product, I gotta ask you guys, are you really a gamer if you don't have LED color lights around your setup? I don't think so. I mean, it's kind of a prerequisite now, right? Like it's like a rite of passage in order to becoming a gamer. The LED strips that I'm using in my setup and the one that I have here today are also from TP-Link, and they're called the Tapo Smart RGB LED light strips. The fact that this is a smart lighting strip, it allows you to basically have many different presets and effects if you need to, or you can even create your own effects. You even have an option to sync sound. And also it's compatible with Amazon Alexa as well as Google Assistant. Installing this has also been quite a breeze with no real issues. Just kind of take it and spread it all around your TV or your setup or your table. If you're looking for LED lights that you can control with your app and everything like that, this is a great option. I'll have all of these linked in the description down below, by the way, so if you want to pick up anything, then please go ahead and you can check it out down there. Okay, now AAA games are awesome, and having access to so many games these days with PS Plus, the only thing that really holds the PS5 back, in my opinion now, is the internal storage, which it only has 825 GB. However, only 667 GB of that is available for games, and the rest is kind of taken up by the system. Even I thought maybe with the disc version it might be a little bit better, but even these disc games, they have to download like a whole bunch of gigs worth of data in order for you to actually play the game, and that's where this internal SSD comes in. Now this is the WD Black SN850, and I've got the 1 TB version here, and it's an internal SSD with a heatsink. Now the good thing about this particular one is that it is actually licensed by Sony, and that's one of the main reasons that I'll actually recommend it, because Sony has actually tested this with their PS5s and they've recommended this as a solution. Now it's really easy to install. It only takes about 5 minutes, and all you need is a screwdriver. Once you get this installed, it's going to open up like a full terabyte for you to use, and that should keep you quite busy for some time. Highly recommend picking up an SSD, and this is a solid option. Next up are headphones. Now this comes in really handy for several reasons, and I'm going to tell you why this saved my life. Okay, it's a little dramatic, but I'll explain. Now these are the Astro A30 headphones, and I really like these. These work really well, and there's several reasons why I think everybody needs a good pair of headphones. Number one, sometimes you just don't want to disturb people. Let's say you're playing in the living room or in a bedroom or something like that, and there's people around you that may be working or kids that might be sleeping. And in those cases, using headphones like this is not going to disturb them, and you'll still be able to do your gaming. Number two, if you want to take your online gaming to the next level, this is really helpful. For example, if you're playing like Call of Duty online, it really helps to be able to hear people's footsteps around you and everything to help elevate your gameplay. I gotta tell you, it doesn't really help my negative KD still, but hey, it might help yours. But look, the main reason I personally got these and why I chose the Astro A30 specifically is because these can work with multiple different devices all at the same time. This allows me to connect to the PS5 and hear my gameplay, but also connect to my phone whenever I need to. Now, where it helped me save my friendships is because I basically use this to log on to the Xbox app on my phone so I can join my friends in Call of Duty. So that way I can still join their Xbox party chat and still play with them online. Huge, huge help. Thank you, Astro. These particular headphones are compatible with PS5, Xbox, PC, Nintendo Switch, your phone. Comes in both black and white, and I got the white color because it kind of just matches the aesthetics of the PS5 again. You get about 27 hours of battery life, which is more than ample for you to have multiple game sessions, and you have a dual mic system on this. There's a built-in mic and a boom mic as well, and it comes with this neat little case if you want to pack it up and travel with these pair of headphones with you. And last but not least is my home theater system. Look, in any visual experience, whether you're watching TV shows, movies, or playing video games, audio is a huge part of it. We've all been to places where they probably had like the latest like 8K 90-inch TV that fills up the room, but the audio is coming out of the actual TV and the experience was just all right. Less than ideal, which is why I would much rather get a smaller TV and spend that money on a good sound system than splurge on a TV and have nothing else remaining to spend on the audio system. The system that I'm personally using is the Sonos Arc home theater system. The actual Arc soundbar has Dolby Atmos and it sounds absolutely incredible. And when you pair it with these other pieces like the rear speakers and the sub, the entire experience is just phenomenal. Now, the good thing with the Sonos system and why I actually went with this is because you can buy individual pieces to it and accumulate them over time, which is exactly what I did. I first bought the Arc and that gave me, a huge difference from just using the actual TV. Then I bought the sub to give me really good bass, and then after a few months I bought the satellite speakers at the back. Now, other than that, I also love how easy Sonos is to use. You can just set it up with your phone and everything is super intuitive. It uses your phone to kind of scan the room and all of that stuff. All right, that's about it for today. I just wanted to showcase some of my favorite accessories for the PS5 that I use with this anytime I play, and I hope this list was helpful to you. If you guys have any recommendations, let me know in the comment section down below. Remember, all of these are linked down below, so if you're interested in anything, I'd really appreciate it if you used my links to go check them out. If you liked this video and found it beneficial, then you know exactly what to do. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Take care, stay blessed, peace.